Okay, I am continuing my reading, and what I'm doing in this series is read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. And once again, I am in the basement, as you can see, so you may hear washers, dryers, and heaters in the background. This will be Numbers chapter 25. Israelites who worship false gods are slain. Phinehas slays adulterers and stays plague. Israel commanded to vex the Midianites who had beguiled them. Sorry. Okay. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat, and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, Slay every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. So, Baal Peor, by the way. Baal Peor, this is the mountain of Peor, or the altar of Baal at Peor. So Baal was a major god among the Moabites. And now Balak couldn't get Balaam to curse Israel. So now instead they are tempting Israel in to commit whoredoms, to worship their false gods. And some of Israel does this. They go in, they join them. They make sacrifices. They eat the sacrifices made to false gods. This is a violation of the first two of the 10 commandments given by God. So God tells Moses, get rid of these people or I'm going to destroy all of Israel. And Moses commands the judges of Israel, the leaders, to go out and execute all those who bowed down to Baal. And remember that it was a crime worthy of execution, according to the law of Moses, to sacrifice to idols. Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman, through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. Now, you might be wondering what plague. There was no mention of plague. We just had Moses was executing people. Apparently there was a plague. You see, there's many places in the scriptures that give us just little tidbits of information. We have to kind of logically fill in some details. So there was a plague. There was a disease had started to spread among the people. Now, why is it that taking this Midianitish woman caused this plague, and why was it that killing her and man stayed the plague? We're not given this detail. But considering this comes just after the story or of them worshiping false gods, it is evident that it is connected. That, see, part of the worship of Baal, so Moab and Midian both worshipped Baal, at least to some degree. And part of the worship of Baal is you have Baal and you had his female consort Ashtaroth. And part of the worship was what was known as sacred prostitution, where you'd go in and you sleep with the priests or the priestesses of Ashtaroth. That was part of their fertility rituals, was, religious orgies. So the idea of him bringing this Midianitish woman into the camp of Israel is that he is not just He didn't marry her, take her as a wife from her. He brought her in as a prostitute. And not just a prostitute, but a prostitute of a pagan god. He didn't marry her. He was just having sex with her. That's the adultery. And even though they executed those who were making sacrifices to idols, because of this additional wickedness, God sent a disease among the people. And all the people were gathered to the tabernacle. They were mourning over those who were executed. They were mourning over the disease that had spread around the people. Phinehas finds out about this man and his holy prostitute. And he goes and he executes him because, again, the penalty for adultery was execution, was death. Technically, it was death by stoning, but he just goes in with a javelin and kills them both. And because the law is upheld, God withdraws the plague. It is while the people were not upholding the law that the plague spread among them. When Phinehas went in and said, no, we're not doing this, we are going to enforce the law of God, and he did. He didn't just murder these people, he executed them. He was the priest. Well, he was the son of the high priest, therefore he was a priest. And he had the authority to execute the law of God, and he did so. This was a just act under the law of Moses. And because they removed the wickedness from among the people, God removed the disease from among the people. Let us continue, verse 10. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zerah. He was head over a people and a chief, and of a chief house in Midian. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague in the plague for Peor's sake. So there we go. We have kind of an explanation of this. Eleazar, not Phinehas. Because of what he did, God not only condones it, he blesses him, and he says, okay, he will be the one to inherit the position of high priest after Eleazar. He will be the son of Eleazar to become high priest next, and his family will hold that position. So that is, he is blessed for his actions. We are given the name, these guys, again, this wasn't just some random Israelite, this was a prince among Simeon. And the woman was a princess, you could say, among the Midianites. Now, remember, a little more on genealogy here. Remember, the Edomites are the sons or descendants of Esau, the brother of Jacob. Moab is the descendant of Lot, the nephew of Abraham. Midian was another son of Abraham. Excuse me. So Midian is kind of the uncle of the Israelites. These people are all related. They all come from that same family tree. And now God is saying, look, they did this to you. They did this on purpose. Now go out there and it doesn't say destroy them outright, because they are the children of Abraham. And God the promises of Abraham are still with the Midianites. Jethro, remember, Moses' father-in-law, was a Midianite. He was a righteous one, not like these guys, which also shows us that these people were not all united under one nation. This was a prince among the Midianites. The woman Zimri was not Zimri. Cosbi was the daughter of Zer, a prince among the Midianites. The Midianites were a tribal people. Each family of the Midianites was its own tribe within the Midianites. Jethro was his own tribe among the Midianites. There were some righteous Midianites, there were some wicked Midianites. So don't think of these people, even the Moabites. The Moabites, we are said they have a king over the Moabites. But even then, it's not in the same sense that we think of in today, like in Europe, where you had the king and everything. It was more of a tribal society with each tribe having its chief, and then the king was just kind of a president over the other chiefs. He didn't have absolute authority. That kind of thing would come a little bit later with the empires of Assyria and Babylon. And even with them, it's not... There are differences between what we think of in Western kingdoms compared to these early empires. So, anyways, I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you in the next one.